All right, Oval fans, hope everybody's doing well. Season 5, Episode 10, entitled Sound of Silence. Now, this episode was, I think, better than last week, Episode 100, but I wouldn't say it was anything too stellar. But then again, I also had to remember this is the penultimate episode, setting up the mid-season finale, which is Episode 11, going down next week. But also keep in mind, there is no hiatus. So season 5 will continue the first week of January, January 2nd with episode 12. Also remember, if you, for whatever reason, have not watched Zatima season 2, BET will be airing season 2 episodes directly after the Oval at 10 p.m. Tuesday night. Not Wednesday night at the Sisters, Tuesday night after the Oval. For me, I think this is definitely a rating stunt, so hopefully, the Oval can capitalize off of the Zatima views in order to boost its own ratings. But again, that's just a theory. But yeah, I give this episode about a 6 out of 10. Interesting setup. I'd say that Priscilla, yet again, I don't know, it's just the most fickle character out there. But other than that, they had some decent scenes in there. But let's jump into it. I'll talk about the First Lady and Jason stuff first. Simply put, Jason is not seen in the episode and they don't find him. I mean, that's pretty much what you can expect. The banter between her and Donald were definitely the highlights of the Victoria scene. So she rushes into Donald's office. Alan lets her know that Donald isn't in just yet, but he'll be on the way. So once he does come in, Alan is sent to his own office. And, she's freaking out about the Jason stuff. Oh my God, he's gonna go to the press. He's gonna ruin everything. And Donald's like, don't worry, man. Look, if he goes to the press, he burns himself because he's wanted for murder as well. But simply put, he makes a call to track all of Victoria's phone calls, and Victoria's like, from the past hour only. Why only the past hour, ma'am? Just the past hour. Okay, we're on it. Kyle comes in and basically he's point man on this. So, Donald has a team of people looking into tracing Victoria's phone calls over the past hour. And from there, Kyle is, going out to not only find Sam, but look on the server in order to, help with the call search. And once that's done, rush to the scene to see if they can catch who. But before leaving, Kyle lets her know, it's like, well, Sam will be notified because he is head of, security. So basically, if I go on there searching around, he'll be notified and most likely will know exactly what I am doing. So from there, we got Sam going to talk to Agent Kane because remember, Sam was busy with the whole Manny situation at the Rakadushi compound. And now he's just coming into work towards the end of the day anyway. So Kane lets her know that the, sitting president, and I know technically that's Eli, but I mean sitting as in Hunter, the president is just sitting up in his bed. That's all he's going to be doing for a majority of the season. But he doesn't say why. He's like, hey, I don't know why, but he's been asking for you several times. So from there, Nancy shows up and asks to, speak to Richard, who had apparently told, the people at the front, like, hey, if my wife calls or comes, just let her know that I'm really busy right now. But, he's like, okay, well, I can call your husband for you. And, he goes back to doing what he was doing. And she's like, can you do it right now? So, he does. But Richard's like, I told y'all to tell her I was busy. Well, sir, she said she was going to wait. Fine. Okay, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Basically, like, make her wait. Then Priscilla this is where Priscilla's like, look, just stop. Look, Richard, you need to handle this. It's going to happen sooner or later. Look, the evening shift has already come and, we're about to leave anyway. So you need to talk to her about it. And basically, Priscilla didn't give Richard the heads up that Nancy was coming down. Because remember last week, she got Priscilla to call Nancy because Nancy's been blowing up his phone. He's been ignoring it. And then Nancy said she was coming down there, even though Priscilla said not to. It's crazy down here. But she's basically like, look, you're going to have to handle it sooner or later. Talk to your wife. Sam comes in and then the roles are reversed. It's like, talk to your wife. Man, I ain't talking to my damn husband. I'll tell you that much. He just comes in like, hey, the president is looking for me. And Richard warns him not to go up there. Look, things have been going crazy all day. It's like target practice and whatnot. Priscilla just wants to send this man up there to his death. And I'm just thinking, wouldn't it be interesting if Priscilla told Sam what Hunter said to her, about her body and stuff like that, I wonder how Sam would have reacted to that. That would have been interesting. But in any case, I don't really want to talk about Priscilla. This is just fickle. How are you going to sit there telling Richard to speak to his spouse, and you up here just not just ignoring your husband, but gleefully sending him to his, potential death. So just no. I find it ironic. She was sipping on some tea when it comes to Richard's life, but then she put that cup down, not wanting to indulge in tea when it came to her own damn mess. But from there, this was probably one of the funniest scenes of the episode. And the only reason I find it funny is the fact that, okay, so Sam goes up to the residency and Hunter makes him take a comforter and put it on top of him, over top of him. Now, here's what made me really laugh. Sam at first put the comforter on his shoulders like a cape, and I instantly thought, damn, that's James Brown. The next words out of Hunter's mouth, I said, put it on top, put it over you, not over you like James Brown. Because all I could think about, if I remember correctly, wasn't it the season 4 finale when Hunter overdosed and he got Alonzo to go get the drugs and whatnot, and he made him put on that disguise, and then that wig he put on looked like James Brown's messy hair, when he's like sweating a storm doing performances. So I'm thinking like, yo, Hunter might be a racist bastard, but at the same time, he must look, maybe it was the Victoria side of, the marriage, but maybe he had to listen to a bunch of James Brown, because the fact that he could reference the cape and then oh man, I'm sorry, but that made me laugh. So then he has Sam put the comforter over top of me, looking like Charlie Brown with the ghost from the Great Pumpkin special. The only difference is, there weren't a bunch of holes in it. So he's like, okay, go out the door. Sir, I can't see. To your left. And then he makes him come back in. It's funny because when he goes outside of the room, Richard looks up like, what the? And then Sam's like, this crazy mother. And then he makes him come back in the room. He's like, well, you know what, Sam? For once in your life, being short just saved your life. And I'm thinking, again, this is great because I said the same stuff. Sam is way too short to be the same guy that was in the room under the comforter. So he pretty much dismisses Sam. And, after calling him a gnome. Black gnome. Yeah, okay. So Richard and Sam talk in the hallway real quick. And he's like, yo, this dude's just gone off the deep end. But he does give him an update about how he has a Rakadusha member hostage, and he hasn't found anything out about, quote unquote, the package, Jason or Barry. So he's going to keep him posted. And I know that Richard is glad to hear this, because ever since season 1, Sam's been like, look, I know an FBI agent, there's a guy on the inside, but now it's like, I finally got a cult member, so I'm going to try to see if I can find something out. We go over to the box truck, and Bobby shows up. Manny isn't talking to Max, and Max is just beating the hell out of this dude. So Max is sent outside. Bobby, and I love and this is one reason I give this episode some extra points. I love the continuity, because Bobby brings up the fact like, yo, I know you. It's like you and a few of those cult members. I remember running into you guys when I was in like a log cabin way back in season 2. Remember, it was Max, Bobby, Lily, and if I remember correctly, Diane, who was the former press secretary before Ellie took her job. Remember her? And then she got killed in the White House by Kyle. But essentially, the Rakadusha member showed up in the middle of the night trying to rob the place for food. And Bobby, gave him a couple things and then told him to go, because I think he had a gun. So he's like, look, I'll tell you what I know. And he says, like, there was a kid that looked just like the first son, but we let him go because, according to reports, the first son was dead. We fixed his motorcycle and he was gone. And he's like, look, I'll tell you everything I know, but I only talk to you instead of that white demon. So from there, we got a brief scene in the bunker where Alonzo is talking with Kareem. Antonio finally answers the phone, and basically it's a setup. Like, hey, meet me at such and such a place in a few minutes. And basically from there, Alonzo is going to get a team of agents to go detain Antonio and put him in a bunker too, because as much as Kareem doesn't want to admit to it, he is sort of indirectly responsible for this, because it's his pharmacy where the drugs are ran out of. But hey, it is what it is. Even though at the end of the day, like Victoria said, Hunter, you're the one that took those drugs in the first place. So, Alonzo's just telling Kareem, like, look, man, you got to say what he wants to hear. Give him some answers to make him happy. I don't know what's going to happen when, your cousin shows up. But, hey, you had to do what you had to do. And it's funny because Kareem went from, hey, you know what, shoot me in the head, do what you got to do because I'm not giving my cousin up, to, fine, I set him up. Bro, you kind of knew this was going to happen. But from there, we got, let's see here, Victoria taunting Donald about his situation with Kyle and, you're my girlfriend, right? So then he taunts back, hey, what about you and the vice president, huh? You want to talk about that? You playing both sides? I don't know what you're talking about. So Victoria's still freaking out, but Donald's like, look, Kyle and his team are going to the location of the phone call right now. We'll hear back from them soon. And Donald asked Alan to come in order to get Victoria something to drink to calm her nerves. But, instead of a drink, Victoria taunts him by asking about, hey, that girl, didn't they have a funeral for her recently? Yes, ma'am. Did you go? No. You were in love with her, right? Yes, ma'am. Well, she was a whore. She was sleeping with everyone around here. And then Donald tells Alan to go back to his office and basically calls out Victoria for being a bully because that's how she does. And Alan just so pissed off at the moment. He gives the FBI agents a call saying, look, go to my apartment. There's some, jump drives there with enough information to bring all these SOBs down. Please just go. There's a guy in my apartment right now. I'm going to give him a call. So they go over there. Then Alan calls Dale about Cal. That's the name of the guy that's going to show up, with the other agent as well. And, Dale doesn't want to get any further into this, but Alan makes a good point. Like, look, you're in this already. It's like, look, well, Kyle's going to come back, right? No, he isn't. He's been running around crazy all day about what's going on in the White House. So he has no time to come back. But based on the promo for next week, we know he does come back. And from there, Richard confronts Nancy. She's so apologetic. I'm sorry. Look. I don't want any more I'm sorries. I need time to process things. I'm not going to come home right now. But to give you an update on Barry, Sam has one of those cult members he's interrogating, and there's no luck yet, but he's going to try to pull any information out of him that he can. So that's pretty much it. And then from there, the final scene, Sam confronts Kyle about being on the server. It's like, look, what did you do checking out the First Lady's phone calls and you erased it from the drive? What's going on? And then from there, Kyle just says, look, well, I got orders from the president, or take it up with the president. Well, the vice president. No. He's the sitting president. Well, take it up with whoever. I'm going to go. Then Kyle goes to the First Lady and Donald saying, like, look, we went to the location. It was a burner phone. No luck finding Jason, but we do have agents in the area right now, and they're going to try to find him. Then Sam is, looking up stuff, and Donald goes into the security office to basically confront him because he overhears Sam talking out loud about Jason. You want to give me everything you got, Sam? Stupid dude. Come on. And that's why this episode gets a score of a 6 out of 10. So, yeah, overall, better than last week. Not a stellar episode, but yeah, I did have a couple good moments in it. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.